Speaker?
Come on.
You need the speaker?
I'll take that. I'll pull up on the little week though, we'll get it. That depends on the faithful out, but they look like the first go. Right. Let me see you want to open up. You just no, I think. Yeah, I didn't know. Little bro want to open up. Open up. No, but but now you open up. We live now? Yeah. Sure. Make sure. Yeah, I got me on the open style. I got you, Willis. Yeah, we do. There you go. Hey. Yeah, good. Shalom. Once again, this is GMS. Virginia coming at you once again, bringing out prophecy and David, prophecy prophesying the downfall of this place. But first off, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai, Hashem, Dash. We want to give double honors to the great bishop and elders, a great millstone, teaching and ruling well, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's preaching on one accord in Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh, Shai. We say Shalom. Shalom. So once again, we coming at you. Yeah, brother, got anything y'all want?
I got something for you, Bob. This is Ephesians chapter 5, and I start at verse 15. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." So the brother just showed us a video, with Jake, having that encounter, or so on and so forth. I'm not going to, pretty much go into it, but we're in a time where, a lot of danger is going to be, knocking on our front door, man. A lot of, Esau going to be cracking down, right? You got a lot of stuff going on with, like, the government shutdown. You got the, I don't know, bro, seen it in Chicago. It was over like 200 something arrests happening at the project apartments and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you got niggas that's literally going to work, but they're not getting paid.
Yeah.
I was talking to the job today. This fight. But the work today, she's not getting paid. That's the work. That's fight. Yeah. Imagine if you look at paycheck to paycheck, and you're not getting like others. You can't stop.
Hey, my daycare getting shut down and stuff like that for those military military families, things of that nature. I think it was something else. They were denying like veterans, certain different pays and things of that nature because of the shutdown. Donald Trump making empty promises saying that the government or military or enlisted or unenlisted is going to receive their pay, because they get paid every first and 15th. So they're making all these empty promises saying that you're going to get paid and so on and so forth. But it's just like, you can tell that within they whole inner circle that they against each other.
Yeah, if I'm mentioning against each other,
you're supposed to be the president. You're supposed to be doing all these orders and so on and so forth. Let you know before you're not in charge.
Right. Real quick, a couple weeks ago, bro and I went to the African American Museum. Their government.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all the museums.
Their government.
Yep.
So it's not just when people think of government jobs, you think of certain types of jobs. Just the person that's sweeping the floor at the museum is out of work now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's crazy.
Yeah.
But they still, people that are getting paid still get taxed though. We still pay these taxes though. But the government shut down. You know what I mean? It's just backwards, yo. And you military niggas, slaves, y'all ain't getting paid. Yep, that's a beautiful shit. Niggas in the military ain't getting paid, but they still gotta show, salute their chiefs. Yeah. They superiors. And a mop. Some of them got a mop the goddamn shit. Some of them don't like paint shit. You know, it's some dumb shit. The E1s, E2.
Yeah.
They go out bad food.
Yeah, they probably make it
You
do.
ain't get paid. Non-essential.
They got him doing some bullshit.
Yeah, that's slavery, man. Anytime, matter of fact, brother, get the law on wages. You work, you get fair wages every day, nigga. Not weekly, not bi-weekly. Every day, even in the week. It's one day, you get your wages. If you put your hands on something, finish your work for the day, the Lord says you earn wages for that day. Now you work Monday and get paid. You work Tuesday, and you work on the days and you open your direct deposit here. Now this shit is hit and they taking shit out before you see it.
You know how when you first get a job, depending on the week you started working, you get paid bi-weekly, you might not see a check for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit.
orientation.
And you know, think about it. When you remember the times when you was out of work and you can't wait to get a job,
Yeah,
so you are already behind,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now you gotta wait 3 fucking weeks just to get a week's worth of pay. You know,
I
that's
got it.
bullshit.
Yeah, this is Leviticus 19 and 13. It says, "Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning." Yeah, they keep you shit up all night. They keep your shit for a week. I know that. Sometimes 2 weeks.
Gotta get back.
Everything shit. He go shit. Let's not even talk about the inhumane taxes. They take over $1,000 out of my shit. I seen that. I said, man, I'll crash out. If I was for the law, that when they like, yo, somebody got to rush something. Man. And you see why society's in the state it is. People do wild shit.
Hey, before you did that, brother, what I was about to say is, for these government workers, this is very humbling because people that work government jobs, they had a little aura about them like that shit. I'm good, man. I got a government job. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm straight. You know what I mean? We good. That right there is a very humbling thing. Like, but wait a minute. After all I did, you know what I mean?
Especially for all these women, because you know a lot of these women got them government jobs.
Yeah.
I did that for you. Now they call it. Now they say that. Yeah, right. What you up to? Hey, so I'm up to the same shit I was up to. Yeah. On that job ain't here like you used to. Yeah. You know, you do what you had a government job, you be traveling the world and actually sitting like vintage is coming to an end for all of them, man.
Yeah.
Slowly as this man Kingdom come down, they coming down right along with him. You know how to get that money, bro. Yeah. Oldest professional in the book.
Yeah.
Pop it open. Yeah, so it's already very lucrative.
Yeah, you got the big ass eyelashes anyway, right? You got a great.
This is Deuteronomy 24, starting at verse 14. It says, "Thou shalt not oppress and hire servant that is poor and needy, whether he be thy brethren or thy strangers, that are in thy land."
That ain't talking about eating. That's talking about people oppressing. So hey, they're talking about brethren as somebody that's actually right. It's like a brother in the Virginia. That's a brother. A stranger is a brother. It's your brother according to the stranger. It's a whole different city. It's a whole different area. It's a foreign way of living. Yeah. Those brothers in Cleveland, you can tell it's different from them. Yeah.
Oh, no, spirit.
Every camp has a different spirit. Every camp has different vibes. Different. You go foreign and you go visit a brother. So that's what he's talking about. Brother that ain't around you comes to visit you. You don't oppress him. Deal with him as you can deal with his brother. You can. You want to say, oh, we can take advantage of each other. But they don't know how we operate that. Which, that has happened. Yeah. Bros will come visit certain bros, they'll lord over them. You know, try to take advantage of them. You know? Because you got higher connections, so you think bros won't send them over on fucking side quest. You know? Yeah, grocery runs and shit. You know, it's one thing to go, hey, bro, he's buying in a good. Hey, bro, this your job. You know, sit on a run like this some big deal, like shit.
Yeah, like it's a fraternity house and shit.
Yeah.
college frat house.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey
yeah.
man, I need my fucking beer by 6 o'clock.
Hazing shit.
Hazing.
Yeah.
That shit goes on, man. A lot of these different camps and the organized the hazing goes on, man. They put the strict ass because they bring that worldly shit into the truth. And a lot of these guys were actually in fraternity and shit. And they'll bring that into the truth and try to haze them for like, fuck it.
And the Lord lets you know that fraternity shit's out because from time to time you see somebody get hazed and they give up the ghost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That shit is real wicked. That all that fraternity shit, all that Freemason shit, all that shit is they do hazing with that. You know? They basically making a mockery of it. You know?
You got certain goals with hands on
Yeah.
justified to lay hands on them. No circumstance will put hands on them. But you feel justified that you feel superior in your heart, in your mind. The scripture said the heart is deceitful above all things, the mind is deceitful above all things. In your eyes, you feel superior, but in the Lord's eyes, you ain't superior, but you don't uphold how He told you to live. That's when a brother gets so wrong See you on there. This is Deuteronomy 24:14. It says, "Thou shalt not oppress and hire a servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor and setteth his heart." Chapter 8. Chapter 8.
Yeah, that's heavy because Esau, he knows the scripture. Esau knows the standards, pertaining to the scriptures, what he's supposed to uphold and so on and so forth. Because he does that? No, because he's known as the wicked.
Mm.
He's not just at all. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side, because brother seen the movie Batman, fucking villain named Two-Face. Live a double life. 1 minute he do this and that. That's Esau, man. He like to play those semantics. Oh, we brothers. Oh, I'm a God-fearing man. We love you, care for you. And then we turn around and can't even pay us properly for our wages and so on and so forth. Want to give us fucking peace authorities and all this other shit. No, nigga, we get a raise, reduce the taxes. We could change, the monetary system and the economy in the palm of his fucking hands. He don't give a fuck about it.
You see, verse 15 says, Deuteronomy 24 says, "At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh."
Because the Lord sees all. When his eyes are 2 times brighter than the sun, which the angels represents his eyes. The Lord sees the ramifications of that man's life not paying us. Like, you may not pay a brother, and you just look at it as, I didn't get the money, but like his life is totally in fucking shambles because you didn't keep the money. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord sees him. He got kids, he got a woman, he got bills. And the Lord sees that brother's life in shambles because you didn't keep your word or held back his pay. You don't see that. You don't see him stressing at night, drinking alone, ready to offer himself. This shit, man. The Lord sees all this. So he said, don't hold back the bread. That's how it means to survive. Scripture said money is a defense. You can't survive in the world without fucking shepherds. You see these fucking people out here that's homeless and all that. Right where I work at the underpass, it was getting bad. Y'all living in the underpass and the bridge there. This week they just gated off the whole shit.
What about what's over there?
Yeah. They just gated off on both sides. Toll lanes gate. Can't get in. You see, like a couple of them still outside the gate, nowhere else to go. And they was sleeping on that shit every day, every night. That made that look like see for that shit over. You see the type of lifestyle they can lead. Very horrible way to live. That's why the scripture says the Lord doesn't do that to the servants. He doesn't allow us to go to a desolate state like that.
It says, "Lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh, and it be sin unto thee."
You see? Desolate state like that. hold on, we can fix that against you. But you got that some law walking out.
Yeah, con.
Because you know, a lot of times roles, be like, oh, in my eyes, I'm doing the right thing. You just look at yourself from the glory complex. You feel like you got more time in the street. You feel like you're more wiser. But the Lord doesn't judge us based off of what we know or how we perceive ourselves. He judges us off of the moral qualities he said we're supposed to exhibit. Because the knowledge that you got, you can give yourself the knowledge. It's a gift. Well, your time in the truth is a gift. But you gotta remember, every day you wake up, it's not of you. The Lord can take any of them, take us out at any moment. So if you've been in the truth 20 years, that's a gift from the Lord. That you've been able to live that. So you can't boast in any of those physical things. You're not living according to these ways. The Lord is looking at you like, hey, you ain't shit about that. But this is wisdom. Sirach is wisdom.
Yeah, this is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 8:1. It says, strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands.
Yeah, you got dudes that are strive with a man that's mighty, and that can be in any way. Finances, the scripture's going to go into that too. You know, going out with a man got more money than you, strive with a man that's more mighty than you, physical stature, you know, whatever. He may be a better fighter than you, whatever. But you so prideful, you don't strive with him anyways. The Lord just told you to be wise and know who the fuck you are. But ego, the pride, be like, nah, I can take him home and I know, I'm so head with him. The Lord said, why don't you wise? Because if that money man fuck you up, that's on you. But you see that a lot of times. Guys are striving as a mighty man, get folded, and now you're gonna fucking bent off.
Yeah, they show you that on Friday when Debo made Smokey rob the house and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Got about, man, we found like $200. I got about $200.
Brother, did you want me to jump down to 15? Or no, it's some
Read all the way down.
Yeah, it's some fire over here. This is verse 2. It says, be not at variance with a rich man, lest he overweigh thee.
Yeah, you got Drake. I'm a CUNG. You know, I feel like they trying to devalue because the song. You fight against corporations. They got more money, right? They can hit you like that. They show you time and time again. Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, did it. And that shows you that was a regulation. They only gave him 4 years. Time served. Yeah. So that's cool. And they didn't even get him for the real vicious shit that he been doing. So that shows you strive nothing with these rich fellows, man. You let them have it in their domain. You know, we stay in our domain, but when we get into the monopoly game and the money game and the billions and all that, let them have that shit. The moment you try to challenge them, they're gonna put you in your place. You want to tell them. They got the power to do so. Amalek controls this shit. You ain't finna go into no Amalek business, whether it be entertainment, you know, any industry, and think you finna tell them about LeBron James, you wanna start my own league.
Yeah, right.
Try it.
Yeah, right.
Will the Ice Cube do his little big three? That's what you try.
Yeah, because the big three is only generating but so much money.
It's not
And there's a whole bunch of old niggas that, you know, put that.
not challenging.
Yeah.
LeBron James, trust me, shit starts going him.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the issues, yeah, you see, on a low level, we look at these stars and like, damn, they rich as hell. That shit ain't nothing compared to what they only like. Let's take NFL for example. Say somebody gets a max contract, 5 years, $300 million, right? To us, we like, yo, that's a lot of fucking money. But not knowing that the owners, they get that plus more. Every time they sign somebody to a max contract, they get that plus more. So it's crumbs, essentially, to them. They're never gonna let Jake get on their level, yo.
Yeah, you better ask them. They paying that to a nigga. What you get?
Right. Right. Hold on, man. You know what I mean?
You know, like, wait
What you get?
a minute.
You looking at that 300 for right now. They looking at you 15.
Yeah. Yeah.
What your jersey sales and all.
Yeah.
Possible your seed.
Yeah. Yeah, because if people don't even think how much money generates through that stadium. Ticket sales, food, you know, vendors, concession stands, you know, commercials, You know what I mean? And they get all that, you know?
Clothes on it.
Yeah,
With your name
apparel.
on that
Yeah.
jersey, but you ain't really reaching that. And not to mention the taxes. I was listening to a rapper, I think his name is Jay, he's from Atlanta. He was saying like he didn't know how money worked. But when he started getting paid more than what he was before he was a rapper, he got paid back $1 million 1 year over. He said, "Oh, yeah."
And they just show you, we look at them like they're rich, but they slaves to these contracts at the end, man.
Yeah.
They don't, they can't move how they want to move. They slaves. They indebted.
Now don't get it twisted. They living way better than us because they still making money, but it's on a way different level. The people that own this shit, they still under the system of the oppressor. So they still gotta pay the taxes. They still gotta pay the gaming. It's restrictions with all that money.
Why you think, like on the music set, why you think these old ass artists are still touring? Because that's where they get the money from. Not the set. And he's so fucking grimy now, I'm a little older. When the album sales was when they were getting let's say $2 on each CD, they actually were seeing something. Now they done switched to the streaming shit. They ain't seeing nothing. They seeing pennies because the streaming game is completely different. So they gotta go out there and tour. You got fucking Mariah Carey and people in their 50s still having a tour like they 20 just to keep, like you said, to keep that lavish life going.
You at the Cliffs was just at the Dome on the beach. The Dome ain't no arena. That ain't no big place you perform at. I went and seen Bomani and fucking your folks. He trying to build this little shit, but you see like it ain't much.
Right.
It ain't much to start your own. Trying to be a rapper, start making people do it. That ain't a lot of bread, man.
More problem.
And that money's getting taxed. And you gotta pay the equipment guys. You gotta set up the stage, the band, the building owners, cars. So even with touring, you got so many other people you gotta pay. And that's why a lot of times we see guys, they don't have a backup band. They don't have all these other things. You gotta pay the tour buses, all this shit, man.
That's it.
You gotta put gas in the tour buses.
A lot of these guys, they end up having to do time because of taxes. Fat Joe, he had to do a year in prison because he didn't realize, he just knew he had money. So every night he's bringing like 30 people to dinner with him. Every night, the entourage. That's a whole nother thing. But then one day they called him and said, "Hey, bro," you know what I mean? Now that's on a low level. They ain't years without. But them, they making so much money, those taxes. It's crazy.
The lifestyle, that's the thing about the flesh. Once you get exposed to a certain lifestyle, when you're able to, I was listening to the Eagles wide receiver, A.J. Brown. He was talking to the football players, and he was saying how a lot of them are addicted to porn and a lot of fetishes with women because they have the money. He was telling them to take that money up, man. Y'all need help. I got the money now. It's fuck y'all up. I'm addicted to these weird fetishes. Women now, you're able to do whatever you fucking want to do because that's funny. And it's funny to us. So when you get exposed to that different lifestyle, you want to keep going to the 5-star private restaurant that don't nobody know about. You want to take and pay for these high price escort women that get the fine faces and bad bodies, phone with you, women that you didn't even know existed. But they call 50,000 for one night. And she doing everything you want. You got the body out of you. You want to keep that up. You eat the best food. You can travel and drop it down with a fucking private jet. You want to keep that lifestyle up. Not knowing that shit costs. They say one flight on a private jet. I was listening to, I think it was Tyler the Creator. And I watched so many different shit. And he was saying like one flight on a private jet. Now, shit. He said he starts taking his rides. He'll ride the regular commercial flight that he gets first time. He'll get not even first time, but he'll get taken on. It's a certain area. Like I remember when I was at Miami Airport, I said, "Cute, poking big ass." This nigga huge. This nigga fucking huge. He was with his shorty, his whole family. Got a young jump. But they take these niggas through like when everybody's waiting in line to get on the phone. They take them through like it's a door. Like a private entrance onto the, you won't even know that they're on the plane unless you see them. So a lot of times they won't even let you see them. They even cut on the first color. You said, You know, they keep that lifestyle up. Who want to do the private jet, have the private landing strip, $50 one trip.
So you still living paycheck to paycheck. Multi-millionaire subject to payments. You ain't not getting from the person. No matter how you try to establish yourself, no matter how good your music is, how well you can tap dance, you still Jake at the end of the day. So the person's gonna follow you.
And that shit dangerous. Being able to buy any, because women go where the money goes. That's just simple law. Being able to buy the best women, that's gonna fuck any young man over there. Being able to see things you never seen before. Once you leave the country, you've seen all this crazy thing. It'll fuck you up to where you want to keep that lifestyle up. You want to keep that lifestyle up. I remember when I went to what's up, I went to South America. God told me, look for rapper going home. Taxi guy told me, he's always okay. Always in the airport, always in the airport. That's what we got to do. They spend crazy ass time. That shit have you desperate.
Come. Back to verse 2. It says, be not at variance with a rich man, lest he overweigh thee. For gold have destroyed many and perverted the hearts of kings.
See? Shit, we pervert you. You know, we all want more money, but you gotta, when you pray for more money, you gotta pray to the Lord that it's giving you enough. You know, to have the truth that be sufficient to say, don't be praying for the fucking $1 million, man. That shit gonna destroy you, bro. Like, even think about it, the job you make now, what you make a year? You got a good job, 60 grand, that's a good job.
Yeah.
You got an average job, 50 grand. You know what I'm saying? You think of a nigga $1 million, the first thing he's doing is quitting his job. You don't understand how far that's worth. You put some shit on top. $1 million. Because he like this. What he gonna try to buy? $500,000? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how we go.
Jake. I remember in Norfolk, a girl, this older lady that's known in Norfolk, hit a scratch off for like, wasn't even a bill, $650. You know, first thing she went and did, buy a fucking bet, a used bet. Like, yo, $650. So think about it.
Half of that is tax.
Thank you. So but her family got on her and turned it back in. But what will make you what possess you to buy a fucking Bentley and you got what? Like she might have brought home $400.
Us.
You know what I mean?
Like, I'm gonna be real. If I had a lot of money, you gonna want to change your whole wardrobe. You gonna want to get sneakers you was never able to buy.
Let me get this whole rack.
Yeah,
This whole
It's
wall.
my Jordan shit. It's my New Balance.
Yeah.
It's not. You know, you gotta be real with yourself. What you would do with a lot of money. I know what I would do.
I gotta ice myself out.
You know what I'm saying?
I got my sweatsuit.
All gold.
You gonna change yourself into a whole new individual.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
knowing
Yeah.
the flesh corrupts. So now you have changed yourself. Put on a new man, but it ain't the man the Lord talking about. Now you want to keep being that man. Like, man, you ain't that baccarat. I looked up how much baccarat they own. It was like $500 for a bottle. Then Chris Brown said he went and shit. Baccarat for some bus. Some type of bus. She like $500 for a bottle. But you don't want to. Oh, guess what?
Creed was the shit.
You know what I'm saying?
If I may real quick, you're just speaking, money really makes people go crazy because before even Kanye went Kanye, what you just said, he yanked all his real bottom teeth out and replaced it with diamonds. So he had diamonds shaped as teeth and put in his gums. You know how easily his gums can get affected? But fuck that, I'm a rock star. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? But that's what money does.
Yeah, I seen a video with these guys. They had girls and they were clowning guys that he's like, man, this shit's probably
Man,
Right.
my shit dumb.
Yeah, that's that South Miami shit.
like that. It's a corrupt way of living. That's what that's what Skipper just said. The old suburban. If we on the low level, we ain't even doing it, bro. We're dealing with paper notes and paper notes, and that's fucking me.
Dang.
You got piece of
Yeah, Tom, you know, you get your
This Proverbs 23:4 says,
Let's go
labor,
back to Sarah.
Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so you know, the scriptures tell us, to use the world, not abuse it. Paraphrasing. I mean, hey, this is not our rest. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be subject to payments no matter how high. You can see it. You know, you see these people get to certain levels. You know, among niggas, Jake can get in other doors and different things, but they see them through spiritual eyes. Hey, you see the hurt. You know what I'm saying? That these people got to go through, especially when they got to do public humiliation, homosexual acts, and all these different things, for them to keep that money. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they actually hurt.
Yeah, I did a side note. I did a lesson a while back. He was pretty much going into this up and coming rapper named Lil Tony. I don't know nothing about him, but I came across a clip and he was having like a podcast interview explaining how he got shipped out or flew out to do like a photo shoot and the third, and he was around like this Asian guy or whatever nationality that it was. And he was asking, yo, how you get all these, how you get this McLaren and the diamonds? Like he said it was decked out. And then pretty much they hit him with, we do demonic rituals. So he laughed out like, man, stop playing like for real. I'm trying to get like, like, he's like, no, we do demonic rituals. If you get with Leonardo DiCaprio, he initiates you in, and pretty much you got to do some gay shit for one night. And that was want you to be the top, earner or an up and coming artist, or you want a movie scene, or if you want anything, Leonardo DiCaprio, he initiates you. They do whatever they want to for one night, and then you live. And pretty much what he was trying to escape, and the Lord literally was with him just for that particular purpose, so it can be, shown to the public.
Go tell me.
Yeah. He said because pretty much this happened last year when they were trying to do it. You can see the clips of them like doing their little streaming and shit like that. And his phone wouldn't work, so he said they did something where his phone wouldn't work. He couldn't call, text nobody. They had it on camera and everything like that. And when they got into the car, because he said they took him to the top of a mountain, which I thought was spiritual. You read Matthew, the 4th chapter, how Satan, the mountain. So they was up in the mountain, and pretty much when he was done, they were driving down, and he's like, yo, just take me to McDonald's. And he said the guy was like, I'm not taking you fucking McDonald's. We just spent all this money on you, this and that and the third. You got to do this, whatever. And he said his whole face was like shape-shifted. And pretty much how he described it, brother, see the movie Venom, how like his eyes turned, like he said it looked like that. He said he turned into a straight demon, and he got like scared. And pretty much the dude hit a mailbox, and the mailman was, happened to be there, giving something later the mail. He talked to the mailman. He said, yo, please let me get in this truck, like just take me downhill. Like he begged him, and mailman like, I'm not leaving you in the fucking truck. And then Spirit hopped on the mailman, let him down, and then he couldn't tell about the story until like a year later. He just came out and said, I want to say like a month or so ago. Yeah, that shit was heavy.
And then, so like, laying back off the rubber, speaking about, us, it's men, hey, not being in our, discontinuing from the heritage that the Heavenly Father has set upon us. Hey, we're at the expense of these heathens' wicked imagination, right? This is Joel chapter 3, verse 3. It says, and they cast lots upon my people and have given a whore for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. That's exactly what it is. They casting lots on our young men as well as our women as well. See, if you want this, you got to set off, you got to do this, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Auctioning at its finest. What do you think that the draft is all about?
That's
Picking out what nigga is gonna be the best, for this particular organization. How much money I can get. What's his vertical? What's his waist size? His chest size? His wingspan? And
that's my guys.
Face over box. Now they gotta get damn near stand toe to toe.
His wing, all those different things. They picking up the what do you say up a Django? But I want the finest man thing though he's got out here.
Yeah, they actually put them on blocks. They up
Exactly.
a little pedestal. It's crazy. Like even Slot. Even the combine.
Yeah,
They got it in fucking booty shorts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what the fuck?
That's what makes him run fast.
No, you just want to see the sweat coming off their body.
You heard Jerry Jones nasty ass when Jamie Foxx was recording and stuff, and Jerry Jones talking about how big the dude's rod is and all that. Man, like,
They gonna show you in that movie, him.
yeah, I'm thinking about that. Man. You know who they say that is?
They gonna
right?
expose it.
What they say that was. They try to say that's Pat Mahomes. You know, you see the.
I didn't see him here. Was good.
Well, I haven't seen it, but they say that's who
He's
that.
playing.
They say that's your modern day Black shit. I ain't seen it, but I heard people talking about it. I was trying to check it out. Yeah.
What?
They said they exposed the black.
But we probably would know because we in school. Because
Yeah.
that's what I mentioned there.
When me and the brother I thought we went to go see. I think he was there. We went to go see Sinners, and they were showing like the previews of it. He's like, "Oh, that's gonna be heavy because they can finally coming out with, the shit that they exposed in that industry."
Not the rituals, and
Yeah.
the sacrifices they make.
He said, "You want to be him?"
But you heard it was good. You heard it wasn't good.
I just heard it was one of the.
I heard Marlon.
I think a lot of people say it wasn't good because they ain't understand it, they ain't get it.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like that. It's too deep for a lot of.
Let me get this real quick. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6. Now start at verse 7. It says, "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts."
And you know, that it's just comes with it. Like, you gotta think when you get a little extra bread, you do foolish shit with it.
Yeah.
Next time I have a little extra bread, I did some foolish with it.
Dumbass shit.
It's like, what? I didn't need this. I got that.
She laughed.
You know,
We fuck around and be like, man,
Right.
if I had some extra shoveling, I could get this done, get that done. And the shovels come, you get a little bit of it done, but you don't get everything done. You're like, well, shit, I ain't had this in a minute, so let me go ahead and get that.
then you've been without it for so long. It's like,
Man, I want to mix a little bit of that.
Because we in this hell. We suffering so much. You get.
I want to put
Yeah.
let's take bread.
I want all them different sauces. Tell you on the left, bitch. You the tip.
But you gotta use wisdom, and it's hard. It's easier said than done because it's like we all do it in our own way. Whatever you like, whatever you're into, we all do it in our own way. One brother might spit it more on the lips. One brother might
I was
spit
just
on
about to say.
the food. One brother might spit on the food. Another brother might spit on some electronic shit. Another brother might spit on clothes. Another brother, whatever is your temptation. That's what this is talking about. You get more money, all this will do is make you want to buy more what you
Oh
want.
shit, yeah. God.
Yeah.
And it says,
You pull it up on where all the women at. You will. Bundles out.
Right.
That's what they do. They go to the strip club or they go to any gathering, they pull the bundles out. They have women show. Yeah, I got it. The women gonna come from. It becomes a thing with them. Think about women. Women are so beautiful. You always want to try to do it. So we go back to that. I had to kiss myself. You gotta be real with yourself. If you don't perform to these traps, you gotta tell yourself, stop.
all right,
You gotta say stop. Right now I got two. I'll leave it at
God,
You know what I'm saying? You gotta say that's enough. You gotta say that's enough.
I don't know if it's going to work.
it's
So more.
Yeah.
Giving your own takes with traveling every time they call you. Giving all your whole paycheck to you. You don't want to do that, man. You gotta say, you gotta put the strengths on yourself, man. You gotta stay focused, though. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna start from the top again. It says, "But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into any foolish and hurtful lust, which drown men in destruction and perdition." It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through many sorrows." It says, "But thou, O man of the Most High."
Yeah, because when you open the door, you're leaking your soul.
Yep, Tom.
That's why the best, like Paul said, it's best to just be alone, really. Yeah, if you can bear it, you know what I'm saying? If you can bear it.
You know, and if I may, You know, a lot of men in the truth, because it's lawful, but it's lawful for us to have multiple women. They think that you gotta have multiple. No, you need to. First of all, anytime you got a woman, that's another bill.
Yeah.
I don't care who you deal with. That's
Can't
another
juggle that.
bill, right? And if you're doing right, you you have to be a protector. You know, so that takes away from you doing the work. Just because you can have multiple women don't mean it's smart. Even though things be lawful, not expedient. Me personally, I got something I can deal with. I cut all the other bullshit off.
Exactly.
I don't need another one.
Yeah.
What are we in? We forget we in something. We catching. We doing a bid right now. We ain't supposed to be. I'm doing a bid, but I got 5 women. You know, that's bad. You know what I mean? Hey, we forget we did not listen to the Heavenly Father, so we catching hell. How you catching hell, but still living it up a little bit? That's Tupac.
More wrong.
Yeah, Tupac had a song Straight Ballin'. And the definition of ballin' was living it up while struggling. I'm in the bucket, but I'm riding it like it's a Benz. Nah, you struggling.
Yeah, the point is knowing who you are, because every bro is different. You may be a brother that's able to maintain multiple women. Some bros can't do that, and finance won't allow them to do that.
Yeah.
There's gonna come a time where 7 women are gonna hold for one man in this time, and you may be a brother where the Lord has provided you with a form of shelter, a form of way to provide for us. You don't have to have it in the state to say you're gonna be able to do that. And according to the law, Scripture says, take another wife, you cannot diminish her range. So some bros lost is gonna be that, but you got bros that's lying. So you see that they lie and they forcing it. You know, you forcing it. You know you don't have the finances. You know you don't have the shelter, the time. You know these things be real with yourself. But don't try to bring multiple women in the fucking house. It's going to happen. You got multiple kids and multiple women. You're stretching yourself thin, especially in this society. Why would you want to have like why would you want to have multiple kids with multiple different women? Now you don't have a surety of the kids, and you don't know their safety. You don't know if you care. You know, I know bros care about each other. You don't know the safety of your children, the health of your children, who you're around your children. If you got a child, what is going to be children? It's supposed to be a brother in the faith. You know what I'm saying? Now it seems like you just go back like a big soul to see whatever, man, you see whatever. You know?
And then if I may land back on that, with the children come with what? Don't let you know these women will tell you, oh, I can deal with you having another woman, but that emotion kicks in. Now you're in court fighting for child, get this child support off. You know what I mean?
Matter of fact, Neo was on another podcast. They asked him about when you got told him what you want to live a separate lifestyle. What if you have to? You can't just go after the woman you think look good. Woman, you have to find a woman with the right mentality. If you getting a woman that she wants a perfect man, that ain't the type of woman that you need to make this place. He said every woman has a job. One is part of it.
Yeah, right.
You should just want it just so that you won't want it. Said it's community, which you know where you learn it from, but he's breaking it down right. You don't give it. Because Jacob think just with their rod. Even if you give one, what is that woman relative? I was with a chick. I put a chick to the test. She said, well, let's take that. I said, look, I can be that. Take me out, though. She said, okay. There you go.
Now we could
Hey, look, when it came time for the tip, she said, well, you think you can, 20? Yeah. Take me out now.
Damn, all right, you savage. You ain't.
I said, I ain't got it. I'm gonna say, I ain't got it. She said, damn. I got it. I said, but that's what we talking about. But you got it. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And you got to do little tests like that. Because a bitch don't want nothing for you. You got very cool. If she would have said, I can't just stop. You can't just be giving you all these fucking women, man. Especially if we ain't got it like that. We doing it.
That's some
Taking a
point.
bitch out every fucking week. Yeah, let's not do that. You know? You got to be real. So you trying to be, I got it. I can hold it.
I got
Hey, the Lord gonna bless me. I got
You know what I'm saying?
it.
That's that ain't nothing wrong. That's betting them. You know,
Hey, you got what I'm saying?
yeah.
Wait, bro.
Let's finish this out. Verse 11, it says, "But thou, O man of the Most High, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life."
I go with someone with quality that we're gonna go back to the rock of meekness. You know what I'm saying? Meekness, you gotta practice meekness. None of us was taught meekness in the world. Like, you know, I grew up from the sports, everything was about competition, about basketball. And that comes from pride, that comes from ego. You know, men actually have that testosterone anyways, even though we're complaining about testosterone, we still have it. So within us, it's in our innate nature to want to be better than the next man. So you don't learn meekness that way. You come to the truth, you have to be taught meekness. You have to be taught humility, how to put others before you, and how to not lord over your own brothers, and how to not talk to a brother a certain way, how to deal with a certain brother. Some may offend one brother that may not offend another, but you have to learn that. Learn when to say certain things and not to say certain things. How to be in weakness and humble. Not to say, well, I can say it, you gotta take this thing like this. Well, that's showing you're not learning, how to be humble, how to be meek. Because being meek is about certainty. That's why Yahushua washed his disciples' feet. It wasn't just about washing their feet. It's him showing them after the whole Lord before contact. You know? You have to be certain before you can. Our brothers want to be me. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, this, that. I'm the head of this, I'm the head of that. But really, this is all this is temporary. You ain't the head of that until you know it's shot come back. Really gonna say no more children. Right?
Right.
This is just us learning order. And then you got to rank for the sake of order. So all of us learn to be good. No matter where you at, don't tell you how a shot according to Corinthians puts everything in his order, according to the first book of his order. You have no cemented place here. You shouldn't behave as such. You should behave with gratefulness. You know, the mother can't tell you nothing and tell you about nothing. And that's what's going on. What did that brother go? You know where that brother go? You know what I'm saying? Brothers want to come to you about something. Hey, I feel like this. Okay, brother, so I get my bad. You got some problem. Like this. You know, you're in the wrong spirit, man. You got a worldly spirit.
If I'm in, we should be God thing. You know what I mean? You can't be high and mighty because like that's the mindset of a Christian. We bring it out all the time, but the mindset of a Christian, all they gotta say is he believes in Jesus and he's saved, so he's good. You know what I mean? Nah, we know better than that. So we have to move with a healthy fear. You know what I mean? Humbleness, meekness.
Of course, there's an order to everything you do. I ain't just saying you just come rash with it. But brothers do what they say. Now, brothers do with each other according to what's the to respect your altar. You should see your house. So whether he's older than you, however you perceive it, with the corner eye, they don't look like you do your house. Whether you agree with brother, whether you like him to dress, whether you like him to listen. You know what I'm saying? You would look like you do your house. Like for instance, for example, I'm supposed to be careful about you. Well, I hate careful. We don't debate about this. We don't.
Wicked.
Like that's when you got Jake that really fight over this type of stuff and make themselves enemies over their sports team.
Yeah.
We're not in the truth because of the shit. Like, unity that tells us to do shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't crying.
But listen to this. Yeah. That's it.
Look, see, brothers be on in tune with each other,
But if he vibes with that, that's it.
That's a good thing.
You don't judge brothers off of shit.
I got a cousin in the world. He will literally fight you if you say too much about the New York Giants. He will literally fight you. Yo, we can go step outside. And you don't know nobody on the damn roster. You know what I mean? That's so worldly. You know what I mean?
These are all. This is worldly shit. Like you gonna fight each other over fucking end of a fucking world.
That's doing way better than you in this world. I mean, we doing that.
How does that benefit? How does that benefit the body?
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to adultery and building up in the church, like we discussed things about the church and how the church should brand and this and that's when things, things can get kind of disagreements and stuff like that happen, especially when you've been in this thing for a while. Stuff like that happens, you know. But that's important. That's about the further of the church. That's about getting things in the proper order. I'm saying that's stuff that happens behind the Lord. But that stuff like that happens too. Not everything is a smooth ran shit. It's a lot of bumps in the road. You know, it's a lot of bumps. That's why I say those that come in and pace yourself, man. You be the truth for 5 years, you all no problem with all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? I first came in and shit. Then bumps. You know? And you look at it and say, damn, this, you know, and it ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be easy because you gotta carry more as time goes on. If more is happening, and it's happening more faster. So you have to face it head on and become stronger. And the stronger you get, the more equipped you'll be to fight the battles of the world.
This is the last verse. It says, but thou, Slaki, verse 12, it says, fight the good fight of faith, lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and have confessed a good profession before many witnesses. You know, so, hey, this is a fight for the eternal life. You know, so this is a good fight to fight. You know, everybody, you know, you got boxers, you got sports players, you got people in the music industry that's fighting for their career, fighting to be on top. But we're fighting to be put on that chariot, man. So this fight is worth it. You know, and it's godly. You're supposed to stay faithful to it. Brothers got it.
Yeah, back to Sirach 8. I'll start at 2 again. It says, be not at variance with the rich man, lest he overweigh thee, for go have destroyed many and perverted the hearts of kings. It says, strive not with a man that is full of tongue, and heap not wood upon his fire.
Yeah, a man that's full of tongue. Don't go back and forth with him because regardless of what happens, he gonna keep talking. Even if he deals with too much problem, he comes up later, he still keeps going after his whole shit is wicked. So a guy that has a lot of tongue, he's not gonna stop. So you going back and forth with him is gonna heat coals, like the scripture said, heat coals of his fire. It's just gonna ignite a whole. Yeah. And we see that a lot of times. When people come up, you know, we may have a rough day, so we go back and forth. So that happens too. And now the fire is ignited. Now we can blow into something different.
And if I may, remember, we're Jacob. Because Jacob is plant. So you see a man that's full of fire like that, you see, like, I don't know if we can talk about it, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to kind of ease that fire. You know? We're Jake. You know what I mean?
Calm it down, talk back. Those like the meekness of humility. A lot of Jake don't want to play a meek role.
Right.
Like you guys. You do that. My fault, man. You know, have a nice day, man. And that, he's like, yeah. What I thought. Man, you got it, bro.
Yeah, because Jake in the world, if the camera's on though, like how we do, if somebody was to oppress him, Jake don't want to try to act like he's the toughest thing in the world. You know what I mean? And that could get his TV turned up. You know what I'm saying?
As long as nobody put their hands on you and physically trying to threaten your life, you should not be keeping quiet, making it fun. Let them have it. You be meek. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you got to defend your life or something, you be meek. That's what everyone wants to see. Because it's easy for you to go toe and toe with a guy. Both of y'all don't got ego. Both of y'all got to start. What? Anybody can do that all day. All day long. I see it all on X, Twitter. I see that shit all the time, just threatening each other. Y'all on neither one of y'all about shit. Y'all online. It's like,
It was in the club the other night. I seen on Twitter. There was in Brooklyn at a club or bars. And all these gang members throwing their gang signs up at each other, like back and forth. You know what happened after that? So I let it go. Four people gave the ghost up. You know what I mean? All because you want to show how. I throw whatever sign you know, leave
Man,
this shit.
you had these rappers Future and A Boogie. They took Magic City to I think it's Japan.
What you mean?
Magic City strip club.
Huh? They brought all this.
No, they took the franchise and put it in Japan.
Oh, okay.
So it's the yeah.
Man,
But they in the club and they clean stuff on.
all this is done. Y'all niggas on vacation.
Y'all got all this money across the globe fighting in the club. Strip club. That's why egos crying. But they got money though. Now that shit don't bring comfort. That shit bring
Yeah, they're not using real wisdom either. So a lot of them shits cross. You fuck around and fight and get locked up like Brittany Griner. You know what I mean? Longer than you think. You know what I mean? You got that westernized mentality. A lot of them countries, you act up out there, you gonna sick. You know what I mean?
So, even in Japan, you can't even take pictures without consent.
See?
All they phones, like when you take a picture and shit, that shit makes a sound and it flashes.
Oh wow.
You can't secretly take a picture of nobody.
Right.
So they got real strict rules on this.
See what I'm saying?
Proverbs 15:1, it says, a soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
Soft answer turning to their crap. But you know, you know, with Jacob, you got a homeboy in the world, he said he was bitch, man. Bitch.
Yeah, that shit hype.
Oh, I ain't want no problems, bro. I'm trying to help you get that. Use a get away from me, man.
Could be.
Get in the back. What he saying?
Get your car, baby ass in the back.
You ain't
Oh,
right.
it's in the wood.
Man, he said, get back. Boy, I just want to help you. Get in the back. That's her Jake Chief.
You got heart clubs? What they say? You got heart. You gotta look on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
But
this fake homeboy shit in the world, they don't build you into a better man. They lead you further to the destruction.
To be a
yeah,
crash out.
right. They want-
And they said it. You know what I'm saying? Well, hell, don't take care.
when I was coming up, this is the famous thing. When somebody had a problem with somebody, hey, okay, we got you. You hook off and follow up.
Yeah.
Hook off, everybody come up, step back. You know what I mean? Now he done get his ass whipped. Hey, I thought you was going up. Nah, you know, your boy
I thought you had it.
Yeah. Nah, you was doing good.
That's right.
Hey, that's
I sold this and turn away right, just like Paul did with Griffin.
Yeah.
I would wish that you could repent.
Yeah.
You say,
Jacob with Esau.
yeah, Jacob Esau, you
Pull it up
got
on
it.
the
But what you need, some cattle.
Yeah. Abraham.
You know?
Was it Abraham with Pharaoh when he brought Sarah?
Yeah. You gotta be like that. And those are wise men. Those are wise. I gotta say, brother, those are wise examples within the scriptures to show you how righteous men. Abraham was beloved of the Most High.
His friend.
Yeah, the most high. Call Abraham his friend.
And
You know?
did Abraham have one more wife?
Yeah.
He let his friend have one more wife? It's like, no, wait a minute. But he put her away.
Ain't none of y'all his friend. Shit, we ain't get the title of his friend. You know, we trying to be friends with Yahweh Shai.
Exactly.
So that's heavy, man. That's how you gotta move.
Proverbs 15:2, it says, the tongue of the wise uses knowledge or right, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness.
No, because you get wisdom, you get, say with all that getting, you get understanding.
Mm.
So you can apply it to the Bible. You know, a lot of guys got that, because you got niggas that read all the books in the world and tell you about this, God, and everything to what happened in 1800s. Niggas are crash out. They can't control his rod.
Yeah.
Finance all fucked up. He's just a total piece of shit. And you see that when these guys that come to truth, they fall out. They come into truth with pieces of shit. You know, doing some of the most grievous shit amongst bros, right? Why? Because he wasn't applying the wisdom. He could just tell you about all this precepts.
Right.
He could just regurgitate what he read. He didn't mind. Which will have you like, hey, why would you waste your time learning all this? Not apply it to yourself. Well, it's all about the end of it. You see the thing.
Scripture say, don't be hearers of the word, but be doers of the word. Because if you're just a hearer of the word and you reciting it, you're just being a parrot.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
In the mind, the scripture said reason why the Lord says the mind, the heart, is deceitful above all things, because once you start a routine, your mind automatically makes you do that.
Yeah.
So coming to camp, whether you know it or not, because really your mind just telling you, and they made it a part of your life. That's why you can trick yourself and keep warm, not fire for the Lord. It's like if you change it, you start going to bed earlier, your mind is going to set that time for you, and you'll find yourself falling asleep at that time naturally. The mind is deceitful above all things. So don't think just because you're going to camp, read attention to truth. And your mind is set you for the camp. But are you on fire for the Lord? You know, that's what the Lord. There you start the routine that you have to. People that go to the gym every freaking day, they just in a routine of doing that shit. But you got some people that actually live it and love it. There's some people that in it. I just work at a gym, man. But come every day, ain't making no type of games.
Watching.
But every day and every on the elliptical, doing shit, but the mind is deceitful above all things. You gotta make sure examine yourself that thou in the truth.
I got a precept. Going back into what you were saying, how you got to move with wisdom, and we can't be out here tempting the spirit. This is Ephesians 4:30 says, "And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Yahweh, whereby ye are sealed until the day of redemption." It says, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be ye kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Yahweh for Hamashiach's sake have forgiven you."
Yeah, because you see how fucked up society is. People do these simple things that you can't. You know, you're not living amongst strangers, you're living amongst people you don't know, you're living amongst strangers. They have their own laws, have their own ideologies, have their own beliefs of how they think life should be. So you can't even enact this amongst other people. So society is chaotic. But you can't do this amongst the brotherhood because you have that bond and unity between Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. So we deal with each other, we're supposed to deal with each other, tender, and with meekness, humility, respect, honor, dignity. That's really how princes wait to inherit throne, kingship, to act, you know? Before any prince inherits the throne, a righteous prince, he's taught these things. So when he gets on the throne, he knows how to deal with certain things.
I appreciate it. This is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 3. It says, "For if a man think himself to be something, we is nothing, he deceives himself. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone." Galatians
So
6.
he's speaking to the church of Galatians. So these are brothers that are in the church. Why is he saying that? Man, thinking himself to be something. Because thinking that,
Right.
that's why Paul wrote that. You gotta don't deceive yourself, man. You gotta remind yourself, man, don't suppose I've been in this thing for a minute. But you start deceiving yourself, man, thinking, yeah, I'm putting that work. No. You gotta remind yourself, you ain't shit. Righteousness is filthy rags, man. Pray every day that the Lord accepts your sacrifice.
I was gonna say, because even at that time, Apostle Paul, I believe it's Philippians, he said, "I'm a Benjamin, Hebrew of the Hebrews. If anybody could boast of, I know," or so on. So he had certain things.
Yeah, he did say, if I was the boast, I really could.
Exactly.
I actually.
But he said he caught it all. He caught it all nothing.
Really?
It's all
That's
about.
a beautiful.
You know what I mean? So he here it is. Apostle Paul tell you that, look, man, if a man thinking himself to be something, you deceiving yourself. You know? Because, hey, according to we all have sin. We all worthy of death. Like you mentioned, our righteousness that's filthy rags. We all need salvation. We all in this fucked up predicament. We all in captivity. So there's nothing to boast about. Yeah, you got Yahweh should be on shard, man. Hey, the spirit be taken away from you.
But we've seen it many times. People that's of a high stature in the truth. You just seen all applause, basically.
Yes.
Pakistan. You know what I mean? Now he back game man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Say what you hope, but they can already break teaching. That's what we're up. We increased in knowledge, and that's became he taught way better than he did when he was in EMS. So I used to watch him in breakdowns just to see what they were. He was going in, man. He was going in. But as the spirit waxed worse and worse, he went it all. That guy, he could teach his ass off. But that shows you. And then with debates, getting vindicated from the debates, and whooping everybody ass in the debates. You know, that kid is still in. You know, you wanted to be the main guy of the whole organization. Look where it led you, man. He really wasn't working on that inner guy. He was doing weird shit like the Bible, like, man. But the scripture said everything that dogs should come to the light. They should be left in hid. They should not be brought forth, man. That's another thing too. You know, I mean, people say that the Lord really despised it. You know, just like if you're dealing with a woman, they think you got another man. You know, make sure you tell her, hey, look, you can cut him off because we live in a weird time where it ain't no wife and husband shit. It's a state overseas. So you gotta tell him, cut him off and only deal with me, or I'm out. You know what I'm saying? You really feeling it like that. You know what I'm saying? And all you can do is trust these hoes if you want to deal with her. And she tell you, I'm not dealing with her, I'm gonna deal with you, that you take her word. And then let that be judgment to her. But if you ever find out for sure that she got another thing, you gotta it may hurt. I'm speaking of those that you may like a chick, but you gotta do it. You gotta cut that shit off. Because the Lord looks at how you can give a fuck about her. Or you gonna compromise your morals that we're going into for the sake of some prophecy. You know? So you gotta check these hoes, but look, you know, I seen something, I heard something, this is really what's going on. But you know right now, I don't do this shit. You know? I don't even do this shit. Alright, tell me right now. Don't play me, don't play no games with you. Tell me right now.
Anybody straight in your face.
Gotta do about straight in your fucking face, yeah. And all we can do is, you know, just bring it forward. And let the Lord see that you know, make a listen and let it be known that you didn't do that sharing shit. You gotta get the average guy likes to share. They don't care this guy. They'll be the side niggas. We not, that's not us. We're not the side niggas.
It says, it says, verse 4, for let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone, and not in any other. For every man shall bear his own burden. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him.
Like you working in a hall, two bolts off to another brother. Song right. You gotta be dirty too. You gotta get down there too. You can't say, oh, fine, man. Do it. But you ain't got nothing to show for it, man. You know? You can't say, oh, my old channels. I got other channels that I did. You know what the fuck I mean?
Right.
You know? Yeah, I thought my fucking channel was going for good. That shit was down for years. You know? He saw a lot of weapons and shit. You gotta make sure you're on point with everything, like, you know, got other channels just in case. You know, be prepared to be well equipped. Because this devil, man, he gonna come for us, man. Very soon. You ready to make it be, man. We don't know how shit is gonna happen. But it's gonna come to the time where the Lord said family of the world is gonna happen. Face of the books. Yep. Then they ain't gonna be something you'll do certain things that you medicine to go put your videos up and, you know, doing certain things. But Lord, nothing's over for it. Now, whatever you store up, that's what's stored up. Now, every brother has a certain spirit. There's some brothers that have a real fiery, religious spirit, and they got the whole laptop set up, and some, I'm talking about those trios, like the streaming shit. And some girls actually got a streaming set up. Hey, you work with what you got. You just got your phone. You want the laptop set up? You gotta be on fire with whatever you have, man.
Every brother was given a certain measure of faith,
Yeah.
a certain portion. Lord know what he gave you, use the best of what he gave you. Continuing on, it says, let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teacheth in all good things. Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. And whatsoever man soweth, that shall he reap. He that soweth to the flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the spirit shall the spirit reap everlasting life. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we not faint.
So there you go. You sow into the spirit, you're not reaping anything for the next life. That's how you gotta live. You gotta live knowing that there's a life after. Everybody that's dropped dead there will be right back on the new earth, man. When the Lord says we'll bring back, there's another life after this. Man. This is the existence we have. This is not how the Lord intended us for us to live. You know, you gotta read Genesis, you gotta read Leviticus, you gotta read Deuteronomy and read how the Lord particularly command the Lord on the planet earth, specifically the Israelites, but even the heathen, there's a certain way they're supposed to be living. They're not supposed to be living in all archery and abominations. There's a certain order they're supposed to be living under too on the planet earth. Everybody's supposed to be living under the laws that the Lord set forth. So there's another life coming, new earth coming, new heaven, new rulership, new dominion, new way of living on earth. You got to be setting your mind on that life, that existence. You know, which is tough because you're physically here, but your spirit, the spirit is willing, the spirit knows that there's much more. But the flesh has so occupied with what's happening in your life now. And really, that's really not, shouldn't be that huge of a deal to you, you know? You always got to be remind yourself of there's a life after this.
This is Luke chapter 4, verse 28. So like starting verse 27, it says, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so in return, seek them 10 times more. Yeah, you know, we're coming into the truth. We're learning how to shed, you know, ways of the flesh off. You know what I mean? We're learning how to mortify our limbs and so forth. You know, get the spirit. So we know that it's been shown to us that this truth is, you know, it is necessary in our lives. We want to do everything we can to be pleasing to the Lord. You know, acknowledge our sins, to constantly repent, to stay to the court. You know what I'm saying? Apply the necessary purpose to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, then go with the truth and be that support for the next brother. In due time, you know, we can be inspired by the scriptures, according to what it said, Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. You know what I'm saying? Inspired, taking the rebuke, and so forth. All of those are the measures that Yahweh Shem Shai has set up to keep us from taking the judgment that the heathens are going to take part of. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. You say the measurement, Revelation speaks about the measurement of the church. Beats and all that. That's really the church. But one of the good points you said is if you're not applying that stuff to your life, you're not going to be equipped to lead. You know, the Lord is going to bring those into situations where they're going to have to lead. You don't know who's coming into your life, man. You don't know who's going to be around. You don't know who's going to be encounters. You don't know the new believers that may be coming to you. If you haven't applied the wisdom, really, the meekness, temperance, patience, charity, how the fuck do you group of people the right way? Right. Mind emotion. If you hasty, if you rash, if you got anger problem, what's going to happen when you're in charge of the group? They can form into the same structure you go. You know? So you want to make sure that you have this attribute. So this is what's going to happen. Help people understand acknowledge that's what will help you persevere and overcome. Lead yourself on the right path. You know?
Yeah, I like what you used to say all the time, years ago and stuff. If you've been in this thing for some kind of years, and you're still moving how you were when you first came in, you got to re-examine yourself. You know, we all know our flaws. You know, if we're being truthful with ourselves, well, brothers know if they got anger. Brothers know if they got that lust demon on them. You know, brothers know these things. You have to try, not try. You have to work on it. You know, you have to. Me, I know my issues, and I can honestly say I've changed some things. Some things I still need to work at. But that's the thing. You have to work. Because how you, like you said, brother, how you gonna lead somebody and you ain't changed? You ain't grown. You know?
Also, I got certain demons that I've overcame. I got certain demons that I still battle.
Right.
You know, but that's the thing. It's a battle. But you should be seeing progress.
Right.
You seeing some sort of change. You haven't seen progress. You ain't doing something you're doing really wrong.
Yeah.
It's truth is supposed to make you a new man, but that new man doesn't have on the right. You know, it's gravity. You know, but you should see a completely different man than you first can do. The demons that you battle in the world should be easier for you to face while you're in the truth. Still battling them, but you should be able to know how to compare. I can let me do this over there, over there, let me have this over there, you stay with that over there, let me take a minute. And sometimes you're gonna still slip up, you know, but your slip up shouldn't be as big as they were prior. Smaller slip ups.
And your slip up should affect your dog right. You know, you shouldn't slip up and just go about your business. You should with this shit fuck. You know what I'm saying? This should really, damn man, I fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like us being in this truth, we should have understanding, and understanding should cause us to walk a little different. You know, it's like children and everything. You know, if they still get in trouble for the same little thing, you looking at them like they're not growing and they're not understanding. Yeah, you're not
They
listening.
don't respect you.
Yeah.
Right. You got a child, you gotta tell them to stop doing the same shit. They keep doing it. And you no, it's like a kid that brings you they get on knees. All else, tell them, hey, bro, next week, I need some deep. I need some type of elevation. He ready to walk all day. It's the same shit. You ain't making no progress at all. What is going on? You gonna talk to the teacher. Oh, you ain't making no progress because you ain't talk for it. You know, that's really how you gotta, like Eddie said, brother, that's really how you gotta be our Lord looks at us. You know, you coming to the Lord, you pray to the Lord, you on your knees and you talking to the Lord, that's you coming to the Lord. Coming to the Lord, you still doing the same shit. Lord ain't getting you back. You know, you gotta remember when you talk to the Lord, you talking to the Lord. And whenever you open your mouth and say, Yahweh, while y'all shine, the angels carrying those prayers. That's what I was saying. I think last week, a couple weeks ago, you repent. You gotta make sure you change. You repent. Feel that change. Don't try to halfway repent. Don't say what you did and you think, well, you didn't feel that. What did you do? Like a child, you got child. No, tell me what you did so you feel you did. What did you do? That's it. You say it out loud, you feel convicted. Other people repent, half of it. Lord, this is what you did. Tell the Lord what you did. He know what you did. You want him to say. You say it's what you put in. That's the truth in your broken contract with truth. And now when you say it, now you really feel convicted. Like how fucked up. So if you've been out here getting your butt played with, and you gotta go tell the Lord you had your butt played with, you gonna feel fucked up. Don't tell us on YouTube. Go to the Lord and tell the Lord you saw him having your butt played with. See how that makes you feel. You don't do so. That'll fuck you up. You in the corner crying the whole night. And you should stay. You got your butt played, but you got certain dirty. It's a serious man. You got certain, we in the flesh. It starts off with like in this. They say, you know, we women freaked out. They don't want to see anything, you know, like, you in the heat in the moment. Now you're going to start telling me shit. You can let go with a tongue and shit.
Hey, what?
You know, and next up, the boys is in the room. Next up, you want to know, gotta be sincere. None of us are like this. Some biggest. You gotta be very careful. No, people, I like that. His demons tied all that shit. And you can't get your mind off seeing women being used as fucking objects, man. Go ahead, George.
This is Matthew.
If you don't want to participate in game bang in real life, you shouldn't be watching the game. You know what I'm saying? That shows you that you got something you gotta fight, something you gotta battle with. Be real with yourself. You know? If you wouldn't do it in real life, why you wanna watch it? Something there, just you gotta battle that. That's your own private shit though. For those who ever work those. But you can't just say I'm just act like it ain't a problem for me. Still get no man, you gotta that's not how you accomplish it. You have to fix it, get it over. You can't just not you know. There you go.
This is Matthew
It's
chapter
like,
7.
it's like a person with a health disease. I mean, a lot of people go to the hospital, a lot of people with the chest, but they're scared or whatever. They just forget, man. I'll just kind of down. And then one day that pain takes you the fuck out of here. You don't want to. Just the reality of the situation. Some are going to be able to stand in that day and face their demons, face their test that the Lord going to do. Some not. You know? And we don't know what comes with that test when we go out. Your demons may face you in that day too. You don't know how to cooperate with presented to you. You know it's going to be unveiled to everybody, but how is it going to be presented to you? How is that test going to appear to you? You know? What is it going to come with? What is it not going to come with? Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 7, starting at verse 1. It says, Judge not, that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. With what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye?
You think this way, you teach you the homeless state right there in my eye. I ain't saying. But Jacob forgets to think about that. If you see a proud man, he don't repent for his sins. He don't really go to the Lord. Because if he's prideful, he ain't really been examining himself. Because we all, like you said, brother, we all sin. So a man that's high body and prideful, that means he ain't telling the Lord about his sins. Yeah, like his shit on thing. Because a man that's getting convicted at night, when he's talking to the Lord, he comes to other people, you know. Because he knows he's the dude that's coming to you. He ain't been sitting with the Lord, right? He ain't got no conviction in his spirit. Go ahead,
Matthew chapter 7, verse 2, it says, For with, Shalaki, verse 3, it says, And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considereth not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, Let me pull out the mote out of thine own eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own? Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam out of thine own eye, and then shalt thou see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye.
for example, you may be doing something wrong on top. You may be rebuked. You know you deserve that. Now, let's say a brother, he's also doing something wrong. He could be doing the same thing, or he's doing it rebuke. But the Lord's going to allow you to suffer. You know, things go wrong. You got to eat it. You got to take it over and eat it. You don't even know that he's doing the same shit. But it'll be the Lord, you know? Because you can be getting rebuked, but the Lord wants you to be rebuked your God from it. And you got to speak that. You got to swear that. Because you're all worthy of rebuke. Another brother that's rebuked, he's doing some more wild shit. Some shit wilder than you. Well, if that's the case, the Lord wants to get all that ironed out. You know, that's why you see these top guys fall out. So you see some pros gonna make it to a certain time point you thought it was gonna make it. And it's like I thought would never fall out there for that. You know? It's because they don't truthful with themselves. The man thinking himself to be someone he deceive himself, go to see the Lord. And he may deceive certain bros. He will never deceive the Lord.
Apostle Paul said he died daily. You know, at the end of the day, in your house, shine blood.
Remember you do that, bro? Fuck the church. We got to die daily. That's fine. You got to die daily. You know? You wake up because you go into the world, you put on filth. Every time we step out of the world, you got filth. And filthy conversation. partaking in that spiritual conversation, when you're in it, you know, may make the work food, everything around you is corrupted, you know. So you have to wash yourself on a daily basis. But you may go days without spiritually washing. Because you got some people that don't take a physical bath. They may got tired and just went to home and fell asleep. You may got tired one day and did something with the Lord. You just went about doing what you want to do. But remember, you're already in the spirit. You ain't cleaned yourself from the body. Like I said, you got to wash yourself daily in the word that you wash your ass. Sometimes you got to wash yourself multiple times in the day. If you're not washing yourself, what are you doing? So if you ain't been immersed in the world, if you got Jake, they'll dump their head in water and say, I'm that. Oh, that ain't what you're talking about. You ever been immersed in the word today? You are dirty. Period. You ain't watched the video, you ain't did a video, you ain't read the scriptures, you ain't looked at the precepts, you're dirty. And that's how you gotta look at it, man. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 31. It says, I protest by your rejoicing, which I have in Hamashiach Yahushua, our Lord, I die daily. So, pretty much in this chapter, is going into, wow, I'll start. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Come. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15. So him not to be one of the
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and I'll start at verse 16. It says, for if the dead rise not, then is not Hamashiach raised? And if Hamashiach be not raised, your faith is vain, ye are yet in your sin. Then they also which are fallen asleep in Hamashiach are perished. If in this life only we have hope in Hamashiach, we are all men most miserable. But now is Hamashiach risen from the dead to become the first fruit of them that slept. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. Speaking about Yahweh Shai, that's what it said right here. It said verse 22. For as in Adam all died, even so in a Mashiach shall all be made alive. You know, if you can receive it, Adam was, a Mashiach was Yahweh Shai, that first Adam, that breath of life. Was pretty much in the law, statutes, commandments, and so on and so forth. Going into having that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that separated him from the other Adamites.
punishment of sin and guilt. While we even die, only because the sin is one rampant. The more sin that runs rampant, the more death you're going to see. You're going to see people get shot in broad daylight. You're going to see people get up little girls in New York, driving the subway on top of the subway, fell off, died. You're going to see all manner of death. Because sin runs rampant on the earth right now. Sin is not running rampant. You're not going to see a lot of death.
They got channels.
Punishment of sin is death.
It's like they got channels like on Twitter where it's strictly about people giving up the ghost. You know what I mean? And it's like at an all-time high that you see crazy ways people are getting the TV cut off. And like you said, there's so much sin going on now. You're gonna see more and more and more. I mean, I seen a old couple walking, and the guy fell, and dump truck was backing up right while he fell. Ran over his head.
I seen one, the guy was on one of them rides that go up. He was picking up, he worked there, he was picking up like shirt or some shit. And came down, went up and walked in the thing.
Hey, I seen a guy stepping out of the elevator.
More, but
You see his leg go up. That's crazy. Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
So it says, verse 22, for as in Adam all died, even so Hamashiach shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, Hamashiach the first fruits, afterward they are Hamashiachs at his coming.
I spoke about that earlier, that's the spirit. First is how it's shot. Right? First here, create. Yep. Raised folks. Then the next order of gold, when David on down, you know, coming at the order from the beginning, the spirits, really it's the spirits from the beginning. They were in the order from the beginning. Whatever spirits from the beginning was put forth, it's the 144. Those are the first spirits with Yahweh Shai in the beginning. So they all come back in a respective order to usher in the new heaven, the new kingdom. And so when Yahweh Shai is crowning those, it's crowning those in respective order. It ain't like you get you jump, you one up from the growth. That's wherever you was in the beginning, that's where you are when Yahweh Shai comes back. Brother was ready, and it's coming.
And it says, verse 24, then cometh the end when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. That's heavy.
Yeah, so basically what it's telling you is one was not gonna be no more sin.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to a point where you ain't on the sin. But the other nations, they all still gonna be going off, you know. And we'll see how the Lord deals with all of that. They will be getting punished, and we'll be getting fucked up. Maybe they get fucked up. One, that first 1,000 years, we for the other. That's just retribution time, you know. But once you get past the retribution time, water lands and stuff, I wish y'all would teach us how everything went together. But as long as you go on, yep.
That's ultimately what the Lord wants. Us to just turn away from our transgression and live. This is Ezekiel 18 and 31 says,
The one we get a job, we'll get that. Yeah, everything going on. Read the scripture. Consequences. It's like a woman that gives the child in birth pain. Women don't even stop. Women just forget about innocence. They don't even think consider. You literally, you realize that you even got period pain, birth pain, because of your transgressions. You know?
Yeah, the scripture say because we all die.
True.
You know,
Yep.
You're really under the curse. You're really under the curse from this.
and you know, if I may slap you, but I always once I came into truth and I read that scripture, I always thought it makes so much sense. Because any other female animal, they have give birth, you don't see them wilding in pain and all that. They be real calm, like it's natural, like a dog. When a dog has a litter, they be nice and you know, what I mean, you know, they might be in a little discomfort, but when my building off, get this baby out, you know what I mean? They can't take it, you know.
First.
Now they're to the point where they got to get injected with shit so it cut the pain receptors off. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know?
The Lord didn't do that close to the calf.
Right.
To the tree.
Yeah.
He did that close to
Yeah.
the calf.
Yep. Shit, my first one, they get, she dozing off. They hit her hit with the joint. She dozing off. You know what I mean?
It's like men being foolish. Like, lion don't flop in.
Right.
Lion wake up and do what he wanted to.
That's right.
We supposed to be like the lion. Without trial.
Yeah.
Damn. Wild children. Taking over 4 o'clock land. You gotta clock in and foolish. That's a curse. Ain't the natural way of living. Your loved ones die. That's a curse. You ain't supposed to die. You wasn't supposed to die from the kingdom.
Yeah.
It's how the world wanted to be. So we learn to get it easy, right?
Sure. Even when
Scripture say preacher subject to pain.
yeah. I was gonna say in the ancient time, you know, men were living a very long life. As this world waxes worse and worse. People checking out at 20 something. You know what I mean? Think about when the C-19, everybody's taking a jump shot, all them healthy 18, 19, falling out, bam, out of it. You know?
yeah. This is Ezekiel 18 and 31. It says, cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby ye have transgressed, and make you a new heart and a new spirit. For why would ye die, O house of Israel? it says, for I have no pleasure in the death of him that dieth, said the Lord. Yahweh says,
Yeah, because we was created to be immortal.
It's him. It's supposed to be him on earth.
Yeah.
Because the sons of God are supposed to be Yahweh on earth. God's on earth. He wasn't meant to be this alone level.
Do wearing dread habit.
And the Lord said he takes no pleasure in that.
And what
You gotta learn it.
what is the most we're in these chains of darkness. You know what I mean? Chains of darkness.
When the scripture says please him to do Yahweh Shai, it don't mean he, oh, I'm done this. I look. That ain't what it meant. It meant he needed to learn that. He needed to go through that.
Yeah.
So he can become who he is now. We'll know what that is. You say, you don't know not yet what we should be.
Yeah.
Like him, we should see no beauty. We don't even know what a God looks like. He's so trying to put shit in his. We don't know what that looks like. We don't know what that looks like. You know, it's so crazy.
I was just thinking when you said please him punish our child. That's beautiful that you said that because when you have your little child and he fuck up, whoop his ass. You want to whoop his ass, not because you want to harm him, but you want him to grow from that. Get better, yeah.
That's why
You know what I mean? Like when when you fucked up in school, or when he come home, I'm gonna whoop his ass. You know what I mean? Not because you want to, but you just want better for him.
He knew once he always shot finished that. I can get him right inside.
Yeah.
Right here. Right next to me. That's what it's about. If we gonna be right into your show, Lord willing, we can finish our lives. And we ain't able to finish, we just said, no, y'all.
you gotta finish the mission.
Yeah, you got to. You gotta drink that cup, man. You gotta partake of that table. You want to sit at his table, but you don't want to drink the cup.
You don't want to
Cup passed around. Look,
you got to show
feel
your work.
better.
Yes.
Oh, now give him a bite.
he look this one shape.
Bitter herbs.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat lettuce.
That's real.
Check him for wires.
That's what you say, brother. Check him for why. Check him for why.
You gotta drink of that cup for real. That's a good point.
I'm gonna talk about it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Now I'm back on the road.
You saying you keeping the day of atonement, but you know you really be eating. Always out here afflicting their soul, and the Lord sees that. He would check, damn, bro, hurting.
Hey, yo. Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Oh, I'm getting weak. Oh, but passed out 3 times.
It's a rough one. Hey, I just remember that time we had a day of atonement and we had to teach. And that sun was beaming on.
Oh,
I looked at the mom was up looking. He was like, woo! And remember where we was at? Remember the sun used to hit us real hard?
Quick point for me, pertaining to Yahweh Shai going through that. We're walking in the image. We're learning how to walk in the image of Yahweh Shai. And Father being pleased that Yahweh Shai went through that suffering. That shows that it's a test that he can take. You know what I'm saying? That's what a father wants to see in his son. You know what I'm saying? He give us the laws, statutes, and commandments. So to see your son willing to be put together for what he was instilled to believe in and preach to the world, that's for a parent.
yeah, because that's why I said, was that Hebrews, the 10th chapter, looking also an author and a finisher of our faith, Yahweh Shai. You know, that's that prime example of how we should be applying the scriptures to our life. Yahweh Shai was meek, he was humble, he was wise, you know what I'm saying? He was stern in his faith, he was rooted, patient, and long suffering.
That's when you know everything. You gotta downplay.
Oh, man.
I couldn't do that. That's why that was life.
And we do that to to like a small increment, you know, you gotta get down. And you hear niggas talking about the politics shit going on in the world.
This is our luck. And we can handle that thing. Like we know the prophecies. We know certain shit. But we gotta go and play shit down. And like, oh, we on the date with chick. You gotta you no frequency up here. You gotta come on with the all. You on 144. You gotta tell me about
What the Apostle always say, yo, you gotta go one.
you gotta go one.
Yo, because look, that's one of the things I had to work on since we speak on when I first came in the truth. When somebody would say something, I wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah, but you let
Well, you like, nah, but hold on. But then when you argue with food, now I was like you said, now
with that fire.
yeah, you like, oh, word. All right, okay. You know what I mean?
Even with women, too, man.
Yeah,
Let me be saying certain shit.
Yep.
And you be like, you want to say, man, bitch, you bugged out. You like, you know what? Hey, you're like, what do you think? You don't know that.
Especially dealing with
There you go. Don't even ask.
yeah, especially dealing with women. You know, before. Nah, you can't celebrate this. You can't. All
Go
right.
ahead.
Just don't fuck with my shit.
Don't you vote for your birthday? Don't worry.
And don't spaz out if they get it. All right, whatever.
Thank
you. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Have a
We said we all report. Look, I'm just saying.
I don't like it. It's nasty.
Yes.
I don't like
everything
it.
ever like that. If you don't like nothing like that. We won't report.
Turn into Malcolm X. Remember that scene on Malcolm X? Not only physically, but spiritually.
You trying to find silver in your bucket.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work.
Do what you do, man. Leave me alone. You know what I mean?
You got him. What you eat today? Oh, I just had some iron. I think about it.
You trying to change their whole life.
Yeah,
Well, you ain't doing this. Pick on me. You know what I'm saying? Cigarette, you know what I'm saying? You trying to shake the chip. This ain't happening right now.
yeah.
Don't touch that. Hey, I done lost out with me because I don't celebrate.
They're like,
You need to wrap your head up.
trying to build a ceremony.
Yeah.
That shit crazy, bro.
Yep.
That shit'll bring you a lot of trouble, bro.
Yeah.
That shit'll bring you a headache.
But remember, I know one thing when I first came to AIDS, I was always told you gotta be Clark Kent. Gotta be Clark Kent. Gotta be Clark Kent. Can't be a super group. You know what I mean?
The plus going back to what we just talked about. We ain't even talking our demons. How we trying to mold, build, right?
Yeah.
We got time for that shit.
Yeah.
So I trying to build a bit.
Build a bitch more time.
What does it say? Work out thy own salvation. You know what I mean?
Time for that. Man.
They say you to go get saved, doing all that shit. Yeah. Shit crazy.
Then you got the ones with roles that she had a decent one that was actually acting like she was listening and learning. And she turned out to be that really fucking broke her up. She turned out just to be your average regular business. They know. Hello.
You know what I'm talking about?
You think you running shit.
Shalom.
Yeah, you see this right here, sir? She got your vibe. Look, she be what she like.
She the your guard. You think she the one?
Yeah, Jake, go.
Let you know.
He's crazy.
And do it to yourself, man.
Then you know they get on social. I haven't celebrated my birthday in 5 years, and I'm ready to have a good time. And bitch was a diva the whole time.
Like you holding them back, man.
I was once in the Hebrew Israelite community, but I'm no longer out of it. It's a cult. It's a cult. Like,
You sitting there like this.
like you believe in the Lord and you don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? We about to play games. They toxic.
Toxic masculinity.
Toxic, man. Bitch about to get hit with a pistol. Fucking all that shit, man.
Listen.
We go back to
Yeah, back in Sirach 8 and 4. It says, just not with a rude man, lest thy ancestors be disgraced.
Yeah, we have justice. Justice is violent within King's Court.
Mm-hmm.
All that joking shit, that shit can believe go too far sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It says,
Why you saying this wild shit? Ace, you know? Food say joke about them together.
we play around. It says, reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment. It says,
That man come boldly and confess his faults and embrace him for that, so they'll take the part.
yeah, that's beautiful. I'm going to run that back. Reproach not a man that turneth from sins, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment.
And this is what helps you succeed in life. All of this, what's the what we read in Sabbath? What helps you succeed in life?
It says, dishonor not a man in his old age, for even some of us wax old.
And disrespect. I mean, these kids nowadays, they say, what's up? You got them about 20 years. I'm saying, look, I'll be on my water. I can more work better than that. It is, man. Because when my elders, I say they're service. I respect them. Ain't no little nigga like that.
What's up, Paul?
Yeah, what's up? Fuck out of here.
You can tell you.
And they don't know better. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to snap them, but let them know that ain't how you address it. You know, you just over it.
I seen a video. Jake, he was an older cat, and he tried to correct the young nigga on that. The young nigga talk about, "Oh, I ain't even talk. They even talk. Why you want to fuck about it?" He was ready to cry, ready to shoot the dude. You know what I'm saying? But then he was like, "Hey, how you talk to your son? Yeah, I ain't your fucking son." You know, but you gotta let Jake have it.
Yeah, shot.
Like me and brother, we was at Walmart. The fucking little nigga pushed the cart into the damn car. Talking about he was gonna knock her head off and all this other shit. Like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, he talking shit to his mom and
Talking
all
shit
that.
to his mom.
We just standing there looking at him.
Bitch, you know I gotta go to school tomorrow early. You got me out here late as fuck. I'm like, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you alright?
Jake?
Yeah, Jake. I was like, you alright? And she was like, yeah, we good. You know how kids be.
No. Nah.
Because 12 hours ago, we was
At Walmart in the
We wouldn't even there, yo.
No, this out in Suffolk.
He said, bitch, you got here.
Yeah.
To a spirit room.
He said, don't say shit to me. I'll knock your head off. Or say I will knock your head off right now. And I was like, I'm being a brother.
So you know we have to add to this thing.
We wanted to say, we were like, hey, you know. But he had to be like his age. He had to be like his age.
Bitch, you got to school tomorrow.
All of that, man. And he like, you know how like you got the where the carts is at. She's like, just go get a car so we can hurry up and get back home. You go get the car. He that shit coming fast. Hit the car. It had to probably have to be a different car. Before I was like, damn. And he talking about she was like, you want me to call your grandma? This and that. Call her. Okay, grandma's up there. I said that shit is sad, bro. They stay up on.
Nah, hold on. I know bro seen that motherfucker, that little motherfucker tore the whole house up until the phone got taken away. Y'all ain't see that? The mother came back. The mother took the phone from must have been something. She walked in there, broke down crying. The whole house destroyed. I'm talking about, you know how you got the island in the middle of the kitchen? The granite, half of that broke off. The mirror broke off, like the sliding mirror from the cabin. The whole house, he wrecked the whole house just because he took, like, it's not livable.
I ain't gonna like that.
Yeah. Well, next time I find it, I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Yeah, the speaker said you send him to his.
Yo, because in this world, if my child did that, I can't see him never again. I could never see him again because I know what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? No, when I say,
Yeah,
it looked like it was in Chicago when somebody let the joint go. That's how the whole crib was.
I'm thinking you talking about pillow.
No,
I'm thinking too,
like the mother, like, and you can see the family was in, she was breaking down crying. Like, she broke down. She was like, how the fuck, why would you do this? You know what I mean? You can't live in that house. You got to move now. And what if she's renting? What if she's renting and that's not even her house?
Oh yeah, he going to jail.
Yeah.
You go to Beyond Scared Straight.
I could never see him. I'm like, nah, somebody got to take him. You know what I mean?
Then I come back. Change the locks.
Speaker said you scared of water.
Fine. Verse 6. Dishonor not a man in his old age, for even some of us wax old.
So you got a son and like, what we seen these dudes, they don't have no father, they just Either one or two things gonna happen. Either you're gonna be with the homies that's in his neighborhood, running up for good, or he gonna be chasing after ass because he has no structure, he has no order, he has no day set. You know, he's not in no program, he's not doing shit.
Yeah.
He a father that is doing shit. Basically, he's a newspaper up. What's that called? What do you do? Newspaper up early in the morning. Early in the fucking 4 a.m. Getting up. You ain't got school today, but you doing his newspaper up. You know, go back to the other children.
Yeah, you gotta do something constructive.
Yeah, but productive day, because
Yeah, productive.
you know, that should have happened. And that shit kept me from being out. You know, I still was a victim of being around them in school. It shows you you're not supposed to be in them type of environment. But for the neighborhood, for the most part, it kept me from being a lot of shit. But he gave me structure.
Yeah.
Military guy, he gave me structure. And if I didn't have that, I know I would have been fucked up. But
Yeah.
niggas that I was around in school or when I was out, I think niggas wasn't no fucking good. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
You gotta have a father putting certain things in place for you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Whenever I was alone with my boys, we got some shit.
Yeah,
Police, all type of shit.
my dad kept me with in a tree, cutting limbs down on top of the roof, cleaning the gutters out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You hated it as a kid because you see all your boys. I mean, I still went out, but I had to finish this first. You know what I mean?
You had a sense of structure.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it? Come on, no, right now he can't.
I had a lot of animals when I moved with my dad. I had 2 dogs, had ferrets, birds. That right there is the chore. Yo, you coming out? Can't go that far. I gotta walk the dog. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But that, as you get older, you appreciate them things. You know, as a child, as a young man, you're like, man, my dad is tired. You know what I mean? But you understand. You know, my dad had me build the whole basement, like the wall and all that. Yeah, putting the beams up, everything. You know what I'm saying?
You move to a new spot, you move in every spot we have in there, I help move more furniture.
Yep.
That shit teaches. If I be seeing these young boys, they get off the bus, go home with that shit up, and you feel just wander the fuck out. Ain't just no type of stuff.
You know what's going on.
Because the mother still at work. I see it firsthand. I know the mother still at work. She home, no direction. That ain't how life's supposed to be. So it's a whole new way of living and structure that has to be put on the person.
Right.
Things to be ran over. The same thing with the young girls. They do the same exact shit. I seen 2 chicks. That's from my wife. They got off the bus. They went to the kids in the chimney crib. Then they went in the fucking sidewalk, standing like fucking prostitutes. This is like 14. Man, they like prostitutes. Like they got the skimpy shit on, and you can see
They might have been.
waiting on shit.
But they might have been.
So what the fuck are y'all doing, man?
They might have been though.
Catching the fucking the little train shit by themselves.
Oh yeah. The light rail.
The light rail, like they'll get off, they go catch the light rail by themselves, and these guys knows where they're fucking going by themselves. These are young girls, they're young ones.
That's dangerous.
That's everything
Because the light rail, if you have $5, you can ride that all day.
all day.
Back and forth.
Maybe they're gonna take a weirdo over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's society. It ain't right.
Yeah, like the brother was saying, these kids don't have no guidance and no direction. And Proverbs 22:6 says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And then, these kids, they're not being raised, they're not being guided right. So, as they become older and everything, they the same ones that grew up without no guidance and everything. They the same ones crashing out and everything with no discipline and no type of men don't know how to be men, women don't know how to be women. We lost all of that.
Yeah, because they wasn't taught the duties to you. They weren't taught their responsibilities, the discipline and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Because even like when life get hard, or whatever the case may be, all the morals that they had, they cast that out. You know what I'm saying? At a very young age.
And he saw it. Take the discipline away. You can't do nothing.
They call it gentle parenting.
Yeah, that's what they call
Yeah,
it.
they call it gentle parenting when they try to talk to their kid instead of yelling at them or whooping them. They say, hey, that's not okay. You don't do that. And next, you know, and they did like a video on it that said gentle parenting versus real parenting. When you talk to a kid like, hey, don't do this, you know, like no, or shut up, this and that, third, like don't fucking do that. You say it like that, and they're like, oh, and shot like, oh
I've seen
shit,
that.
let me listen to do it. You know, what I'm saying? You got to put that fear in them, man.
I was watching a clip from Rakai. He came to Kai Spring. He had like his 3 girlfriends, 2 girls he be talking to. But none of their fathers in their lives. Rakai don't have this fault. You know, Rakai be Rakai. He's like a little dude. He right.
Yeah, a little black thing.
Yeah, but he's like 16, and his father on that black. And the girls that he just with, their father and you know, they was doing a lot of tests. All of them, you know, admitted they virgins. None of them had sex yet. But then one of the girls said, "You got a big, or small dick." That's like, y'all ain't even had sex yet. And it made me think like, man, we always do shit, dumb shit like this. But it shows you like, imagine this your daughter asking a young boy, does he have a small dick or a little dick? She don't even know what a small dick is. She's a person. And she don't know what it feel like. They're going into you someone they don't like. Or suddenly they stupid because they don't feel good. You may be 4, 5 inches out, whatever the fuck. That shit goes. But the concept that's in her mind, oh, it's big, you know, acts on big sides. Where does she go? Society. That's not. She shouldn't even be exposed to these type of things. But this is society that hates.
Yeah.
Like, origin has to so the first time you have sex, you're not even a fucking experience. You don't know what fucking feel. You don't know what bitch glitter is. You don't know what bitch box ain't. You don't know what she like. You don't know what you like. You just slamming your shit in again. The kids don't know this type of stuff. You know?
Going on with these videos.
Money hopping and shit.
And they be like,
You don't remember that? Bro, not that one.
you be like, you know, we all be like, man, well, you know that, because you don't know what sex is supposed to be like. Well, there's a lot that goes into sex, man. Spiritual
Science.
You gotta know what the fuck you doing. You know, the bonus points, that shit is like that when you know what you're out. But as a kid, you don't know shit. So you're not touching, so you're just thinking, I want to get fuck out of here. No, everything got to be changed, and it's part of train up a child the way they should go. Teach them the proper things. Teach them about relationships. What's the purpose of a man and woman giving them? What's the purpose of having a household? Why should I listen to my parents? Why should I? When I go out into the world, how should I behave? You know, tell your child, make sure when you leave this house, this is the fundamentals and morals that you take with you out into the world. Don't bring none of that filth back into this house. You know, you learn much because we live in a society where we have to see your child. The average person sends their child to these school systems where they learn all type of wild shit during recess in the classroom. They encountering kids from broken homes. That's corrupting them, polluting their mind. So we got to make sure in the home before they go to the school that they instill with the morals and principles you want in them, so they don't ever stray off from them. If you just send them off into the world, not instill anything to them, then you let the world build them up. You let the world raise them. That goes to your point, brother. They become what the world has raised them as, not what you raised them as.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a old saying, I don't know if you remember. You wipe your feet before you walk in your house. You don't bring none of that shit outside. And that's another difference nowadays compared to like when I was growing up. No matter how, you know, I won't say, you know what I mean? But I knew if I walked in my grandmother's house or my father's house, straighten up, you know what I mean? Don't come in there
cursing.
Yeah. Pick your pants up, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, hey, my grandmother, she ain't played. When I walk in the house, I have to take my hat off. That was her thing. That's a respect women thing type thing. But you take your hat off.
To this
Give
day,
everybody hugs and shit.
to this day, I don't personally find myself. To this day, I don't personally find myself. My mother not even old. My mother isn't. But it's a respect thing. It's a way you see older about things should be ran. You know, the dog, my sister, they push her mother. And she knows I don't personally. That's just I keep
Out
that
of respect.
Keep that. Because if you don't do that, and everything falls down the line. Like little kids see that you the whole shit falls apart. So when we bringing up these methods, let's finish doing so. Who's gonna read the 15, right?
Yeah, I got you.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I know we got it. Yeah, Verse 7, rejoice not over the greatest enemy being dead, but remember that we die all. It says, despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs.
That's that counsel.
For of them thou shalt learn instruction and how to serve great men with ease.
So the Lord, that's letting you know that the Lord put examples in front of you of how to listen to the count, how to listen to instruction, and so on and so forth. Because the Lord is not going to put you in front of, hypocrites. The Lord is, if the Lord cares about you, He's going to put great men in front of you that leads by example, so you can learn and grow and lead by example.
Right.
And sometimes Romans will have like some like other rules will have like discrepancies amongst each other. And we can't come to an agreement until I read the Paul's thing about it. A lot of times you have a disagreement on goals, and you go to an older brother, that has a little bit more understanding and wisdom in certain things to help you out. That's just what it is. This is not their problem. You can't just do everything on your own. You can't come to every decision on your own. It can't work like that. You need a counsel.
Point right here. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers, and of them shall learn understanding, and to give answer as need required.
Yes, if you don't know what you're open your fucking mouth. So speak when it's easy. A lot of times they need that guys, they learn something new, they need to want to shout out. You may know something, you may have learned a new fact that the elders have different. They know something about AI. They know something about you gotta be able to have it. Show it all. Wisdom is knowing, in the presence of prayer. Humble and weak.
It says, kindle not the coals of a sinner, lest thou be burnt with the flame of his fire. It says, rise not up in anger.
Yeah, read that again, bro.
Time. Verse 10, kindle not the coals of a sinner, lest thou be burnt with the flame of his fire.
It's kindle me. You around? You trying to, I can kind of be one foot in, one foot out around this guy. Getting burnt. And you got in the fire. You around that shit, man.
Yeah, well, Cat Williams saying to stand up. He said, I've been shot before. And then he said, I don't even want in the fight. I'm just watching these niggas, and that's bam. Rise not up in anger at the presence of an injurious person, lest he lie in wait to entrap thee in thy words. Says, lend not unto him that is mightier than thyself, for if thou leadest, Salaki, for if thou lendest him, count it but loss. Yeah. It says, be not surety above thy power, for if thou be surety, take care to pay it. Like you said earlier, brother. I'm going to read down to 17. It says, go not to law with the judge, for they will judge for him according to his honor. It says, travel not by the way up with a bold fellow, lest he become grievous unto thee. For he...
I was gonna say those loud mouth niggas that you grew up with, always want to get into fights and fights at bar, talking to other man's woman, and then get you into some shit that you don't got nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying? They put you in these life or death situations or predicaments, and then you end up gotta suffer the consequences because the nigga's so bold and can't nobody tell him.
Yeah, I get both an example, right?
Oh yeah.
I think I told you about we have a spirit. It's the whole nigga shit going on. Cut. It's fighting. He said, "Oh, fuck. It's going to be that's lacking wisdom. That's lacking,
You talking about what's going on?
Yeah.
Wow. Hey! Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Bitches over there fight. It's a whole bunch of bitches over there. Ain't leaving. You want to go over and see. You go over there in the guys. You're like, hey, what's up?
What you got going on?
You just brought bros into some bullshit. That's lacking wisdom.
And
But you would think That's what I said. He's the brother got a garment on, but he got
Using wisdom. Well, with what you were saying, you know, what we just read. Also, another thing, hanging with a wild dude, what I learned in the world, of course, we don't do that now, but your loyalty to him will get you jammed up. You know what I'm saying? Like your man pots and pans. You know, you grew up sandbox baby, right? You know he wild card, but you still go out with him. And if he gets it popping, cause he's your man, now you got to jump in, and now you might suffer the consequence.
Or somebody trying to hurt you on behalf of him.
Or yeah, people done got put out because they
Yo.
or they couldn't get to them, so they gonna get to you.
Yep. He posting pictures on his social media, and you happen to be in one of those pictures, and now you ain't even in them pictures.
Yeah.
You took a picture because you're like, oh, this is my homeboy back in the day,
Yeah.
and now you got a fucking gun barrel to your damn house.
You ever heard of the rapper Big L?
Yeah.
He got shot up bad because they really wanted his brother, but his brother was in prison, so they lit him up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
my best friend in the world. Stay in contact. We're talking about 5, 6 years.
Uh-huh.
You know, he would watch, he would say, hey, man, I said, long short now. He would take time to go, hey, I see you pretty good. We look at like, it's tight. But now we're going to tight.
Y'all don't speak at all.
Oh. What's happening?
I'm saying he ain't got no issue with me. He just
No, it ain't no issue. It's just the truth. It's natural. Because they ask you to please.
They don't be done to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, one time when he came back and visited, he talked about it, like, those fucking things that got women. I found myself looking off a little more. Well, you know, it just happened. Some bros, they you may be with your friend from the world for a little while, you'll rip it off as time goes on in the future. Or he may stay with you long. You know, like you said, you can't allow that to cause pitfalls for you. They still all, I was saying earlier, they're dirty. They still get rid. They're not washing themselves daily.
God. Oh. Travel not by the way with a bold fellow. I just wrote right there. Least he become grievous unto me, for he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly.
Yes, you know, he ain't gonna consider about you. He ain't consider it. You gonna die on the behalf of that nigga because of his actions and so on and so forth.
That's right. Beautiful. Verse 16. It says, strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place.
Yeah, you'd be like, let's go on the cool.
Yeah.
What?
He's so angry, he ain't gonna use wisdom. He think about the heat of the moment. He think about those emotions and that adrenaline that's running through.
I've had that happen.
So
You got thing.
don't let liquor be involved. That shit be worse.
Yeah.
That's literally saying he preys on those nigga moments.
And see, the thing about liquor, you feel when you get that point where now you just switch. Voice switching for
Yeah, he's like, hold on.
That liquor, what they call liquor courage.
oh, fuck that. Man, I was over to show you that liquor here. I started
Grabbing on
Yeah.
yeah, let's go. We in like that. That's you can feel that switch. You know it, but you can't turn it off.
It's that bucket. You know, it's that
You can't even turn it off. You know you there. It's like, damn, I'm fucking. Yeah, I can't even turn it off.
It's called spirit. He on tilt.
He home with the night, bro. Hey, get him home.
Yeah.
Get him home.
Don't let him drink.
That shit ain't turn it off until it's off.
Yeah.
You gotta sleep that shit later.
But it says, strive not with an angry man, and go not with him into a solitary place.
Yeah.
For blood is as nothing in his sight, and where there was no help, he will overthrow thee.
Yeah.
Literally,
He'll turn on you.
I was just saying that. I actually went through that where
Yeah.
I had to check this dude, and he got embarrassed because he was in front of women.
Yeah.
So I went back in the spot. About half an hour later, boop, boop, boop. He's like, yo, come around the corner and let's talk.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I know what you got. We not doing that.
I had something similar like happened to me. She was banging on my door saying like, "Oh, I'm afraid." And I'm like, oh shit, let me go make sure my man cool for East Coast, you know, they play Memphis Bottom and shit like that. So I go on there on behalf of him, trying to check on him. He trying to fight me, talking about, oh, that, you trying to fight her over me. I said, bro, I'm trying to see if you get it. And then he come back and then they tell me, I never heard you, bro.
Yes, you was.
Talk about it. I'm coming here to check, make sure you good, and you trying to fight me, and I'm trying to defend you for your bitch. Like, nah,
Who knows the way between a man and his lady? And
Yeah,
then
the
he
truth.
mad at her, but he don't want to.
See, this is why the truth is so beautiful. Look how we used to behave,
yeah,
and now, like even let's say we see a man whooping on a woman, and back in the world, we might have been like, yo, that's a female, you know?
hey, chill, bro.
You know, chill, Debo. Yeah, and we'll be willing to catch some bumps and bruises.
Yeah,
Now, even though we don't, you know, like, damn, you know, that's fucked. Well, I'm just saying, if you see a man pummeling a woman,
yeah.
like, damn, that's fucked up. But
She probably heard it.
right, even if she did it,
That's not
Hey,
hey, I gotta get home.
That's a lot. That's
Yeah.
a lot. It's
Yeah.
like, because you got some women that have abusive husbands. You can't, even in ancient times, if a woman ended up with an abusive husband, you can't go to her house and be like, can't go to that man's crib and tell him not to be on his business. I'm in contract with this woman.
yeah.
I'll pay you down.
I'm about to.
Now you gonna beat us some more.
When a man gets a wife, he gets a what?
A possession.
How you gonna tell another man what to do his possession?
Yeah, you can.
It's only a couple. I'm gonna just read all the way
That's a
out.
lot. If I can beat on team, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then it's true, we understand judgment, so
Yeah.
he could be.
She ain't supposed to come and say, he beat on me.
That's what we can be on.
Better break. That the Lord release you from them bands. I ain't none of that. Lord, the fuck that was.
Yep. Verse 17. I'm gonna just read it. This is going two more. It says, "Consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel." Ain't that the truth?
He ain't gonna listen.
Yeah.
You can't instruct him. You can't give him advice. You can't say, "Hey, man, you shouldn't do that. That ain't right." He gonna try to fight you, man.
Yep.
Like nigga, why you baiting? You know, that ego.
You know? Like I say all the time, some of our people are really mentally twisted. It ain't no faking these niggas, bro.
It says, "Do no secret thing before a stranger, for thou knowest not what he will bring forth."
Yeah, if you don't know a nigga, you do something that you know you don't want known by everybody, but you do it in front of the nigga. You may be with somebody that you know, but he brought somebody you don't know. And you build a secret for this one. Guess what? Don't be surprised when this shit spread across town.
Final verse, verse 19. It says, "Open not thy heart to every man."
And that goes even with that even applies to the brother. Let's say a brother, you may be titled with one brother, or with another brother, or you may have a brother that visits from somewhere else. You may not want that brother to know told from one brother. Don't do it in front of that brother. Because you don't know, he may tell another brother. You got to come. Don't stuff like fresh over. That's just go apply this wisdom because you don't want to get mad at them. Bro, why you say this? Well, you get in that front end. You know what I'm saying? You didn't test trying to see what kind of brother you is. Before you about brother. But don't like to talk about everything. You know? You trusted that one brother, but you didn't fully familiar with this one brother. So you have to, we're reading these things, these are guidelines to succeed in life. To have a more peaceful life. If you don't apply these things to life, it's way more stressful than it helps you.
Yeah, verse 19. "Open not thy heart to every man, lest he requite thee with a shrewd. Let me reread that. "Open not thy heart to every man, lest he requite thee with a shrewd turn."
You know. So it's all about planning. And like you said, it ain't no overnight thing. You been going to. But yeah, this is all about a plan on a daily basis. It don't stop. As long as you are committed to serve the Lord, you gotta keep it.
All right, once again, this is GMS Virginia Camp. We hope you're edified. First off, we're going to turn to the and give all praise and glory to Yahweh. Want to give double honors to the bishop and elders at Great Millstone. And salute and salutations to the hopeful elect that's out there. Preaching on one according to how about Yahweh Shai when you say Shalom.
Shalom.
Walk up the ball.
Walk up the ball.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.